What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. I feel like I was just talking to you guys about the Armand Membou pick. Quick turnaround. It is going to be a busy, fast-moving weekend. So what I wanted to do in this video was get you ready for day 2 of the NFL draft and talk about the best available options in the draft, and then we'll go a little bit positions that the Jets should be looking for. So let's get started by taking a look at ESPN's rankings. These are the best available players in the NFL draft. Now, the Jets have pick number 42, so the Cleveland Browns get us started at pick number 33. The Jets have, there's going to be a few picks before the Jets come in. They have the 10th pick, so it's relatively early, and the good news is if you look at the top 10 available guys, there's a lot of talent here. So Will Johnson was a projected first-round pick, at one point a projected top 10 pick. Injury concerns there is what pushed him down. Good player. I don't know if the Jets would actually pull the trigger and target him unless they really, really liked him, but doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me with Sauce Gardner. You paid a cornerback number 2 in free agency. You just signed Michael Carter. That one doesn't make sense. Mike Green is available. I wonder if that's character concerns because the talent is, without a doubt, it can't be questioned. A couple defensive guys in a row are available, and they're all kind of positions of need. So Nick Eamon-Warry, while I know we want to do pass catcher, and we'll talk a bunch about pass catchers in this video and guys who I think would be fits, but Eamon-Warry would be honestly a really good fit for this defense. Again, my preference is to take a pass catcher. I'm not going to lie to you or come on and say that I'm advocating for something else, but I think we have to look at all the available options, and safety is a need, and Eamon-Warry is someone who probably was a borderline first-round pick. You got an edge rusher in Izaraku out of Boston College. Darius Alexander, the Jets met with him. He's an interior defensive lineman. They need help there. They're not going to take Henderson, a running back. Siobhan Revel is another guy who probably could have been a first pick without injury. Shedeur Sanders, a little bit surprised he didn't go in round 1, but I think he's going to either Cleveland or the Vegas Raiders with one of the first few picks in round 2. Elijah Arroyo, a tight end, and Trey Amos kind of round out the top 10 available on the big board. But if we break this down by position, obviously it's round 2 and round 3, so we can go a little bit further, right? At wide receiver, here are the best names that are available right now. I think Jaden Higgins is a guy that I really like. I'd be thrilled with that. Jack Besh is another name that I really like. I'd be thrilled with that. Jalen Noel too. I'm not the biggest Luther Burden fan. I know a lot of people are because they thought he could have been a first round pick in this draft. Trey Harris is decent too, but the names that I personally like the best, and sure, pick whoever you like from this list. I like Jaden Higgins, Jack Besh, Jalen Noel, probably in that order too, I would say. And it depends, right? Because if you go tight end first, which we'll talk about in a second, then this crop might not be there in the 3rd round. I think Noel and Besh, maybe. I would think these top 3 probably go in round 2. Kyle Williams then could come in play potentially as well. That's another fan favorite. So let's look at tight end next. Elijah Arroyo's listed as the number 1 tight end available. I think Mason Taylor is going to go before Elijah Arroyo. Then you have Terrence Ferguson and Gunnar Helm. Harold Fannin is a favorite as a pass catching option. So for the Jets in particular, I was talking about this on the draft stream last night, but I want to mention it here as well. This is nothing against these players individually. I'm going to talk about 2 guys right now. Elijah Arroyo out of Miami and Harold Fannin Jr. out of Bowling Green. They are essentially the type of tight end that's like a big slot receiver. Don't really expect them to be inline tight ends. And I would be surprised personally if that's the approach the Jets take at the position. With the emphasis that they're going to put on the run game, I would think that they want more of your prototypical inline tight end. So Arroyo and Fannin doesn't really fit that. Again, they're really good pass catchers. And if the Jets take them, I'll go, okay, they're going to use them in the passing game then. And maybe they think Jeremy Rucker is going to be their blocking tight end. Or maybe they take another tight end like Jackson Hawes on day 3, who's going to be their blocking tight end. For round 2 at pick 42, I think Mason Taylor is the best option for them. There's a chance he might not be available. There were talks about Philadelphia. I know they moved up a pick and they ended up getting a great steal with a linebacker selection. But there were rumblings that they could have been interested in Mason Taylor because they're looking to move on from Dallas Goedert. So I think Taylor's going to be a hot commodity. I like, if you're looking for third round options, I think Terrence Ferguson and Gunnar Helm are both good third round options. People kind of soured on Gunnar Helm because of the combine. I'm not one of those guys. He rolled his ankle during the combine and was clearly kind of running hurt, and that's why his numbers weren't as great. But I think his production in the regular season with Texas is enough for me to like him. And plus, he gives you the upside as a pass catcher, and he's definitely the best blocking tight end of this next group of 5 guys. Let's look at a couple defensive players. So at defensive tackle, Darius Alexander is the best available. You have Shamar Turner, TJ Sanders, Omar Norman Lott, and Alfred Collins. Guys that I like from this group, Alexander at 42 is really the only one I would take. Alfred Collins, if he's there in the 3rd round, I think the Jets might consider it. I don't know if they do that at 42. But again, I personally would like to go wide receiver and tight end in whatever order you want to do that today, but it's not a guarantee that the Jets are going to do that. They might really like a defensive player. So of this group, if you're looking for guys on day 2, I would say Darius Alexander at 42 and Alfred Collins at 73 are both options there. I don't think linebacker is really going to be in play for the Jets. Edge sneaky might though, because there's a lot of talent here at the edge rusher position too. Green and Ezeraku are 2 guys that could have went in the 1st round. Now, I think they probably go before the Jets at 42, but if one of those 2 guys are there, I don't think you can rule it out. And then at safety, Eamon Wari is the best available, but then you have 2 other guys, honestly, and Kevin Winston and Xavier Watts. I think Watts is probably more of a free safety, so I don't know if he's a great fit, but that was a very popular mock draft pick for the Jets in the 2nd round for a while. Kevin Winston Jr., he was hurt this year, so I don't know if he's going to be a 2nd or 3rd round pick. I honestly think he could have been a back half of the 1st round, very top of the 2nd round guy if he wasn't hurt this year. But he's exactly what the Jets are looking for at safety. They have free safety figured out. You have Andre Sisco. Tony Adams is going to be your backup free safety. They don't currently have a starting strong safety on the roster. They need someone who can come down and make plays towards the line of scrimmage, and that's Kevin Winston's game. He's really good in the run game because of his speed and his size. He moves really well for his size, and he can come down, and he's a physical tackler. And then Eamon Wari is just, he might be best player on the board if he's there for them at 42. So we'll see. Again, we'll see what they do today. There's a lot of options that they, have right now. If they were to go defense, the positions that I'd be looking at are edge rusher if it's best available. Safety and defensive tackle are both big needs. But they took Armand Membu in the 1st round. Pass catcher should be what the next approach is. And wide receiver and tight ends, there's some guys that interest me today on day 2 in the 2nd and 3rd round. Let me know your thoughts. What do you want to see the Jets do on day 2? I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.